Hello everyone. Let's today discuss about a concept which is called the count of records which are copied from input file to output file. Okay. Now, in a program, if you are taking two files, one is input file, one is output file, and you are using the input file to copy data from it to an output file, and also at the end of the file, you need to, at the end of the program, you need to find out how many records were copied from the input file to output file. It's a very, very simple program, very basic program. Every developer knows this, everyone knows this. There is no complexity at all, but I'll show you how to do this. So first of all, I have taken a program where the basic parameters I have taken: identification, division, program ID, file name, author, date, written date, compile, installation. That means for whom this program is being written. I have written ABC, so any name you can give. Like and in real time, you have to give your client name here. Then environment division, I have defined two files: in file, out file, assigning to DD1, DD2. That means the physical files DD name will be DD1 and DD2. So it is not yet decided which is input file, which is output file. It will be totally decided inside procedure division. I have defined the structures as inrec picture clause x of 80, outrec picture clause x of 80 for in file and out file. I have not divided the records into name, address, salary, whatever sub variables that we have. I have defined the entire thing as inrec, entire thing as outrec. Then I have taken two variables. One is WSA. This I will use as a flag to manipulate the code. I mean to read the file in a loop, to read it end to end. And then I have taken one more variable. This is a count variable whose length is 2 and value is zeros. Now in procedure division, first of all, I have opened in file in input mode, opened out file in output mode. That means in file is input file, out file is output file. Then I have initialized outrec because I am writing records from input to output. So before writing the first record, I have to initialize the outrec so that if there is any junk value, that is removed. Now I have performed this loop until WSA is Y, WSA's current value is N. Okay. Now this reading will happen in a loop. So read in file, as we know, we have two things under read. One is attend, one is not attend. Inside attend, I have written move Y to WSA. The meaning of that is if there is no record present in this file, then we should close this loop. This loop should not run anymore. That is why I have to move the value which I have written here. And if not attend, that means if it still has file, if it still has records, we need to first of all write the records in output file, and also we need to count how many records have been copied into output file. So as we know, we have initialized ws count as 0. The current value, initial value of ws count is 0. Here what am I doing is, for the first record, when it reads the file for the first time, okay, when it reads the first record, I am adding +1 to ws count. So what was the initial value of ws count? 0. Now after reading the first record, the value of ws count is becoming 1. Then I'm moving inrec to outrec. I'm writing outrec. Okay. So one record has been written. Count has also become 1. For the next time, when it reads the file for the second time, this again I'm changing the count. I'm adding 1 to ws count. So the count is becoming 2 this time. Second record is getting copied into this output file. For the third time, it is reading and it is coming here. It is adding 1. It is becoming 3. Third record also is being written. For the fourth time, it is 4. For the fifth time, it is 5. Like this, if there are 1000 records, or suppose 10,000 records, all the 10,000 records will be written in the output file. Also the count of this variable will also be, the value of this variable will also be 10,000. So this is how it will work. Now you cannot display this count variable within this perform statement. Then what will happen is, every time it reads it, every time it writes data inside this file, every time it will display also. That means if there are 10,000 records copied from input to output, there will be 10,000 displays. For the first time, the value of ws count will be 1. For the second time, it will be 2. For the third time, it will be 3, like that. That will be a wrong approach. We need the final count of ws count. So at the end of this perform loop, after closing everything, or even before closing the files also, you can display. It has no relation with this, with the closing of the files. Finally, I have written total number of records colon space ws count. So it will come after the end of the reading and writing, and finally whatever value has been accumulated here, that value will come here. So let me first compile this program. So the name of the program is file. So let me first compile it. I have given all the source library, load library, copy library. Copybook I am not using in this program, but anyway, if I had used, it would have been resolved from there. So here I will rename it. So input file I'm taking as test.ps. So which is test.ps. So I have a file called test.ps here. So inside this I have four records. Okay, inside this I have four records. So ideally four records should be the count of the display of the ws count variable. Now I will execute this program, and the output file where I'm generating this, when I'm writing this records is test.ps5. So first of all, let's check whether records have been copied to test.ps file or not. So this is ps, this is ps5. So this was the input file. If you go, this is the output file. Exactly same records are there because there is no business validation, no manipulation, just plain reading and writing of records in the output file. Now if you go to spool, if you go to the last job, the latest one, if you go to sysout, you will see total number of records is 04. So that means four records have been copied. So in input file we had four records and the count has also come as 4. This is how you can code the count variable in your program to find out how many records you have copied from input file to output file. Sometimes what happens is in real time we read the file, when it goes to not attend, there are records in the file. Then we do the business validation. We check different fields, different if conditions, if this is this, if this is this, then we process, otherwise we reject. Now if you need the count of two different scenarios, like all the rejected records, all the records which have warnings, all the records which have been successfully inserted or successfully written in output file, then you have to define three different count variables at three different places. Okay, and finally you need to display all of them to find out the total number of count. Now the output has come as 04. Why 04? We had only four records. That is because we had defined it as 9 of 2. So as we know, for numeric variables, if the value is 4, a 0 will be appended if the length is 2. Okay, because default value of numeric variable is 0. That is why the count has come as 9 of, sorry, 04. So I will actually make one more video for this count variable. In this kind of scenario, I will create a program where we'll have some validation logics. We'll have records which are plainly copied directly without, I mean, where there is no rejection. There I will put one counter variable and check the count. I will have some rejections, reject conditions. I will have the count for the rejections also. I will have one warning message, warning kind of logic also. There also I will check the count. All the three counts I will display at the end of the program, and I will have three different files. In one file I will have the records which have been successfully copied. In one file I'll have records which have been rejected. In one file I'll have records which have been copied but with some warnings. So I will create a program and I'll show you how that works. Okay, very easy actually. If you understand this program, that is very easy to find out. This is the base, and on top of it you can do a lot of different things. Okay, so I'll come up with more such videos. You can suggest me of on topics on which you want to make videos on. I will be happy to make videos. And if you have any doubt or anything, you can you are free to ask, free to comment, and you can share this video with your friends. If you like it, please like, please subscribe, and also please share this with your friends, whoever is interested in mainframe or to learn mainframe. I am planning to cover most of the topics of mainframe, whatever I can, from beginning to from beginner level to higher level, all the topics: JCL, COBOL, DB2, VSM, Keeks, IMSDB, and all the other related tools and everything. Whatever I can, I will do slowly. So please support and please share it with your friends as much as possible. Thank you. I will come up with some more videos in the upcoming videos with more interesting topics, more important, relevant topics which are used in real time most often. And I hope you will all like it. So thank you so much. See you in the next class. Thank you. Bye.